That tune is by DJ Real. Welcome to Blabbermouth. I'm Red Scott.
And I'm Phil Griffiths. Thank you for watching Blabbermouth, where comics play games, talk shit, and go home with absolutely no prizes. We're back in our Memorial Day theme, Red. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling absolutely incredible. For one reason, not only is he the inspiration for Cruella de Vil, but Phil turns 156 years old today. Congratulations, Phil. They said you wouldn't make it.
Thank you. It sucks. I was born on Memorial Day. It's horrible.
That's right. Lincoln was murdered, Lee surrendered, and then Phil Griffiths was born just 1 month later. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Thanks to everybody who joined the chat. See, what's up? Thanks for joining us. God Eats Bagels here to wish Phil a happy birthday. Wedhead, of course, saying hello to her son.
Hey,
yet is somehow 27. It's incredible that we can work that out. Bubba Master, thank you for promoting the show. I appreciate that. Team Wonder Dave, always happy to see you in the chat. Thanks for coming with no strings attached for no reason. Appreciate that. Phil, do you have any small talk before we start the game?
No, just I know our schedule's a bit wacky in last week, and then this week Wednesday is going to be, we're not going to be around, so we'll be off this Wednesday, and then next Wednesday I think I won't be here, so I think Red may be trying to do some stuff. Yeah. Maybe he's going to play Call of Duty. Maybe he's going to teach you how to dance.
I will not be playing Call of Duty.
Maybe.
I don't murder people.
Know. You might be.
I don't think so.
No, you might.
More importantly, we have a great lineup of comics, so let's introduce our contestants.
Yep, our first comic tonight is our absolute favorite here on Blabbermouth. Obviously a funny comedian, but also the CEO of Love Scotch Whiskey. There is nobody better. Please welcome Alexandria Love.
Yeah.
Love Scotch Whiskey for when you want to not be able to say words.
How you doing, Alex? How's today treating you?
It's good, man. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be with my friends. Ready to write some jokes that I'll keep for the rest of my life.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Don't throw these away ever. So my question for you today is, how did you celebrate Memorial Day?
Oh, I went to Lake Tahoe with a couple of friends. My mistake was that out of the 17 people that came, 15 of them were white people, and
Ooh.
I can't be around white people for more than 24 hours. So I had to come home a little bit early, but it was nice. Thank you for asking.
Nice. I get it. I'm the same way. I can't only be around Red for like an hour a week. So it's tough. Thanks for joining us, Alex.
Hi, Phil's mom.
My mom loves you, by the way.
Oh, I love her.
All right, next up, please welcome writer, male model, podcaster, known for his influential live fiction show, Give Me Fiction, his podcast, Boars, Gore, and Swords, and his upcoming cookbook, How to Cook for 40 Baby Yodas and Then Eat Them. Thank you for being here, Ivan Hernandez.
Red, thank you for having me. And I have been trying to get on that card playing show of yours because I feel like you don't respect me as one of the boys since you don't invite me to play cards with you. I want to play blackjack. I want to play poker. You have to teach me how to play these games. And how to cheat at them.
I mean, you did specify that I could not have any of the actual boys besides you on the poker show.
Yes, all of the boys had to be girls. That was another important part of me being on the card show with the boys. But I'm very happy to be here.
Listen, if you do some card tricks during this show, technically it's the card show.
I have been learning close-up magic.
All right, Ivan.
How else am I supposed to impress girls?
All right, Ivan, what is your preferred way to prepare a Baby Yoda?
Sous vide bag. First, you have to stuff them in. You have to hit them a few times to really calm them down. Some people like to do the knife right between the eyes. They say that's the most ethical way to prepare a Baby Yoda before you shove them into the boiling water. But I think that there's something about that live taste in the sous vide bag that and then you have to broil them after. Sous vide, then broil.
No searing?
I mean, that's what the broiling is for.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you for being on the show, Ivan.
Glad to be here, buddy.
Our next comic is a hilarious comedian who has her great live show called Submission coming back to San Francisco very soon, and also starred alongside Kevin Hart and Jumanji. Please welcome Natasha Vinik.
Thank you.
How's it going, Natasha?
It's going okay. Yeah.
How was it with Kevin Hart and Jumanji? How was that?
It was unusual. I know it sounds silly, but the whole time I thought we were doing a movie about Jenga. Jenga is a different game. Real plot twist for me.
Nice. So how are you going to close out your Memorial Day after Blabbermouth here?
I'm gonna do a little bit. I'm gonna do like a 15-minute segment on Canadian radio at 2 a.m. their time,
Nice.
Toronto time.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Canada has a lot of the same time zones we have.
Yeah, no, this is the other part of Canada, the far part.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, Natasha.
For having me.
Finally, returning guest, tremendous human being, stand-up comic, burlesque performer, and commentator for the wrestling show Hood Slam. His screenplay, Magic Mike 3, Ineffective Takedowns, I'd Like to Try on Channing Tatum, was optioned by himself. Please welcome Wonder Dave.
Hi!
Thank you so much for being here, Wonder Dave. What celebrity would you like to see as a professional wrestler?
Oh, man. Courtney Love. Thank you.
Excellent. Glad we got to the bottom of that. Thank you for being on the show. All right,
Thanks for having me.
that is enough blabbering. It's time for some mouth.
Yeah, and our main game here is Punched Up, where comics write punchlines to joke setups provided by us. But before we play that game, we need to give our comics some time to write those punchlines. So we'll play a warm-up game with two of the comics, while the other two go into the Blabbermouth bubble to write their punchlines. So Alexandria and Ivan, we're going to put you two in the bubble first to write your punchlines from the setups that have been provided to you by our new head writer, Alexandria Love. She's been on the show enough times, and so she'll be
I got promoted. Yeah.
You got promoted. Yeah, you're going to... Whether you knew it or not, you wrote these tonight.
Cry.
So
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys.
Hopefully you don't have any conflicts. We're going to need you working 70 to 90 hours a week.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got nothing else to do.
All right. So Alexandra, you're going to be writing punchlines to the following setups. Number 1, I like my sex like I like my Memorial Day, ellipses. Number 2, have you heard about the Cruella challenge? That's where you, ellipses. Number 3, they're making a reboot of Marvel movies, but this time they're casting old actors who've all died and they're using their likeness. They're calling it ellipses. That's from our Discord chat. That was one submitted by Cheese Badger there. And then finally, a rapper died during a bisexual three-way. He jumped off a balcony to hide from his wife. At least that's what ellipses. So you've wrote these, so I'm assuming you've got great punchlines. You may not even need this time in the bubble.
I must have written this on a blackout, which is how I write some of my best material. So we'll see what happens.
That works for us.
All right, Ivan, you will be writing punchlines for these setups. Number 1, I want to open a store that only sells American flags and call it ellipses. 2, I did not approve these. High school for me was like the Suicide Squad movie, ellipses. 3, a Los Angeles 2-year-old became the youngest member of Mensa moments later, ellipses. And finally, large chunks of ice fell from the sky through a Florida home's roof. Upon closer inspection, ellipses. Ivan, how do you feel about those setups?
Well, first of all, you have to remember that I quit stand-up comedy because I believe that humor is ineffectual in dealing with any of the problems in the world or affecting any change. Also, okay, I'm glad that you sent me these because I also can't remember any of the things that you just said.
Excellent. That's why we do send them all contestants in a text format in the language of their choice, as long as it is British or American English. Those are the choices.
Hey, what's this catphrase shit that I have to do?
Oh, it will be explained by Philip later.
All right, fair.
All right, so into the bubble they go. They will have 5 minutes to write punchlines to those setups as we play Wrong Answers Only with Natasha and Dave. I pulled images off the internet, and I will ask them questions about them, and they will provide wrong answers only. Natasha and Dave, are you ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So these loaded in the order that I wanted them to. Excellent. So, Dave, what is this mural meant to represent?
Man's hubris?
I don't know why. The way you said that, I was like, is Man's Hubris somebody's name? Like, did the Hubris family have a kid and name him Mans?
Yeah, man's hubris of the New England hubrises is who this is meant to represent. They're gardeners, actually. That's a fun fact about the Hubris family. Yeah.
I do not know Mans. I do know his sister, Lady Hubris. She's lovely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is.
All right. Natasha, what is the plot and the name of the documentary about this octopus?
Oh, okay. That's from The Octopus Teacher. It's a film about a man who wants to fuck an octopus.
That I actually picked a different octopus, so technically that is a wrong answer only.
You're welcome.
Well done. In any other context, that would have been correct. Oh, let's see. Shout out
That's Ellen being canceled right there because the Dory. Never mind. Okay.
Excellent. All right. Blocking this guy in the chat who is spamming us. Excellent.
Next, I was trying to, but my computer was too slow.
All right. So I'm not sure if you can see because I forgot to zoom in on this because I was running late. But this is people advertising for the movie Karen. Wonder Dave, what is the plot of this movie?
The movie Karen is a tale about a woman who travels deep into the Amazon rainforests, where she ends up actually complaining to the head manager of a Chili's run by a silverback gorilla.
What's the sequel called?
Karen 2, The Karening. It's actually a horror movie this time, similar to the movie Congo, the one about the ape that's all white.
Yeah.
It's a sequel to both Karens and Congo, in fact. It's a 2 sequels in one.
I love it. So it's like the Avengers for the Karen/Congo cinematic universe.
Yeah. The KCU, as it's known.
All right. Natasha, what musical act is this and what song are they performing?
I think it's the all black redo of Grease.
And what song would they be singing from Grease?
Grease Lightning.
Just the same.
They just
song?
called it the same thing, okay? I'm not saying it's good that they did it. I'm saying Grease should have been better.
How was this remake? I did not get a chance to see it.
What's nice is they had people who are in high school play people who are in high school instead of really old people play people in high school. And I appreciated that.
So those people in front of us are actual high school students?
Yes.
And not singers in their mid-50s?
No, certainly not. There's no way one would think that or come to that conclusion.
I was just checking in. All right. Wonderful. So what is the fairy tale about rainbows and hearses?
Oh, I thought this was a photo from my childhood. It's a fairy tale. You're right. This is the story of the magic hearse. The magic hearse actually brings people back to life when it crosses underneath a rainbow on its way to the graveyard. So you have to be really specific with your timing of who you want to bring back. The first time it was a surprise, and it was Uncle Arnie. As mentioned, this occurred in my childhood, and he was a real dick. No one wanted him back.
It's got to be real embarrassing to come alive on the way to being buried and nobody's there when you get to the hole in the ground.
Upsetting.
All right. Natasha, what is the name of this baby?
Little baby Fred.
Correct.
We all know that.
Wonder
Those
Dave.
are his parents.
Who is this famous couple and what are they going to name their baby?
Gatubela was the first thing I thought of, which is the Spanish word for Catwoman. That's what I'm sticking with. And that famous couple is, of course, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes.
That is absolutely, absolutely correct. And then we have one last one. So, Natasha, who or what is this statue of?
Yeah. This is definitely my old teacher from high school who taught a metal melting class about melting metal. She cast herself in metal. She didn't teach anymore.
Usually when you've been cast in metal, it is very difficult to teach, I've found.
Yeah, nothing. Not even on Zoom because she can't use a mouse. And I feel bad for her that people are taking pictures of her. She said she had a very nice family.
All right. Well, that has been wrong answers only. Thank you, Natasha, for that. Alex and Ivan, your time out of the bubble is done. What an exciting time. Alex, how do you feel about your jokes?
Oh, man. Let me tell you, I hope that the crowd is feeling generous tonight. Not good, but we're going to do what it does.
All right, Ivan, I know you've been long retired from comedy, pulled from the grave, kicking and screaming. How do you feel about your punchlines?
You know, writing jokes is just like riding a bike. I never learned how to do it well.
Excellent. All right. So now we are going to read the setups for Natasha and Dave and get them into the bubble as well.
Yep. So, Natasha, you're going to be writing punchlines to the following setups. Number 1, I call my bedroom the Arlington National Cemetery because, ellipses. Number 2, my nickname is Matt LeBlanc because, ellipses. Number 3, an Oklahoma highway was named after former President Donald Trump. It was formerly named, ellipses. And number 4, monkeys stole coronavirus blood samples after attacking a lab assistant. Police are looking for, ellipses. How do you feel about those, Natasha?
It's going to be an experience for all of us.
Yep, it is, for sure. Wonder Dave, I think, has already passed out. I don't know what he did there.
Well, Dave, you are going to be writing punchlines to these following setups. Number 1, my doctor said I have a bad case of G.I. Joe because, ellipses. 2, I like my friends like I like my Netflix documentaries, ellipses. 3, an Italian artist sold an invisible sculpture for 15,000 euros. Critics are calling it, ellipses. And finally, a U.S. promoter is charging unvaccinated fans $1,000 for tickets to an upcoming punk show. In their defense, ellipses. How do you feel about those setups, Dave?
I feel great. I actually have written jokes for all of these in the past, so thank you for using my pre-scripted material, as was my request.
All right, into the bubble they go. And have 5 minutes to try and write jokes without oxygen or just recount old jokes in Wonder Dave's experience. All right, so we are going to play Explain This. I have pulled stuff off of both of their social media. In this case, just twitter.com because I was incredibly on time. And I'm very excited. I put both of you on the side because you are both known for being able to script a bon mot in 280 characters or less. So
also, I am constantly explaining my tweets to people, even though they're not asking me to.
So this is perfect. All right, Alex, this is May 27th. I love when people are like, want to feel old? No.
Yeah.
What
else needs to be said there?
What inspired this?
I was reading like one of those like want to feel old. Here's where like Matilda is now, and it's like she's also on Twitter like the rest of us. Like this is
same place as the rest of us.
Yeah, I think every one of those is basically Mara Wilson is now having sex with people, and it's like, oh no. All right, Ivan. This is October 2nd, 2020. The minute the 12-foot skeleton showed up, everything started turning for the better.
I'm not saying that we need more skeletons in our culture. I'm not saying that perhaps we need more Harryhausen-like skeletons attacking people. But I believe that the 12-foot skeleton from Home Depot really started to turn things on like a really like high meta level.
Also, you can hear us talking about skeletons on Boars Going Swords that we upload today. So go check that out.
And most of the time, spend most of my time talking about skeletons.
All right, Alex, this is May 31st, 2021.
I just did this. Like an hour ago.
9:23 p.m. Pacific time.
I need to go back and fade that one. I did need to go back.
That's impressive. I was just thinking about that tweet.
It doesn't take as much time as you might think to screenshot a tweet. And the tweet is, of course I don't wear a bra. Would you put a muzzle on the Mona Lisa? Didn't think so.
Here's the thing about this tweet is that it stayed in my draft folder all weekend. And I was just like, you know what? This tweet is perfect as it is. I'm going to release it into the world. Where's my Emmy?
Alexandria, did you consider any other paintings as a point of comparison?
Yes, I considered Van Gogh's Starry Night for a second. There's a lot of twists and turns, and like some parts are blue. It's weird. But yes, I eventually landed on the Mona Lisa.
Excellent. All right. This is Ivan _Hernandez, January 21st. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Then dig 3 graves. Pretty soon, you have a good grave digging business going. What do you care about vengeance for?
Ivan, how are you still single?
Well, listen, we're finally coming out of a quarantine and I am sexually active again. It's been a long time. It's been a very, very, very long time.
What does this have to do with digging graves?
Okay, so I think that more people need to start their own businesses. And honestly, we need a lot of graves. That's all.
All right.
What do you know? Why do we need a lot of graves?
You'll see.
All right. Vote for Ivan Hernandez for Republican governor of Florida. All right. Next up.
I am going to get that giant meat grinder going. We're going to just throw people into that giant meat grinder.
All right, at Alex from Oakland, May 20th. Should I watch Friends? Or should I continue being a black person? Which one did you choose, Alex?
You know what? This is my favorite tweet of the year for myself. This is really good. I obviously continued being black because I like being followed around in stores. It's pretty fun. So I picked that.
But did you watch the Friends finale?
I've never watched an episode of Friends, and I'm going to keep that 28-year streak going.
What would you say the relationships are in Friends, having never seen an episode?
I don't know. I picture that they all sleep in one bed, like the Powerpuff Girls. Is that true? Like one like little like puddle. I don't know. I've never. I know about the haircut. Jennifer Aniston, she's rocking the Rachel, but that's the limit of my Friends knowledge.
I will say that they have unreasonably giant Manhattan apartments, so it's pretty relatable.
You're going to say that a Manhattan apartment is unreasonably giant?
I said it's pretty relatable.
Everybody lives there.
Yeah. And then I think we have one more. Yeah, here we go. 2019, there's only one thing I want from the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, and that is for Mark Maron to point at Arkham Asylum and mournfully whisper, "Lock the gates."
Mark Maron was in the Joker movie.
Yeah.
That's still why. By the way, I keep bringing this up, but the fact that the Joker movie was a period piece and Todd Phillips spent the entire press cycle beforehand being like, the Joker's going to tweet, was very funny. That was very funny, knowing the Joker movie was a period piece. But yeah, this was me just still not being able to process that Mark Maron was in the Joker movie, or that they made a Joker movie.
They did make a Joker movie, and it came out.
They made a Joker movie,
and people loved it, and nobody was upset about it. All right, now let's pull Natasha and Wonder Dave out of the bubble. They have both written 4 new closers. Natasha, how do you feel about your jokes?
I feel like it's very nice for you guys to listen to them.
We'll see if we do. Dave, how do you feel about your pre-written material? How did you spend your time in the bubble?
I feel like I definitely got all 4 of them written in that time.
It's a wonder he completed them all. All right. All 4 comics have written their punchlines, so let's see who's got the best ones and play Punched Up. Each comic has written a punchline to 4 different of the Blabbermouth writing staff's bad setups, and now they will go head-to-head, and the chat will vote for the best joke.
And also our writing staff here at Blabbermouth hold comedic catchphrases in a very high regard. So to honor the classic catchphrases such as "you might be a redneck" or "hamburger," our staff has given each of you a court-appointed catchphrase of your very own. So we ask the comics to lean in on those and perform them to their fullest after saying their punchlines.
All right, so let's get into it. The first round, of course, is classic joke setups. Thanks for the hamburgers, God Eats Bagels. Let's see. So round 1, classic joke setups. I believe we have Alexandria versus Dave first. So Alexandria, how do you like your sex?
I'm so glad you asked. I was thinking about this all day. I like my sex like I like my Memorial Day with lots of black people. Which coincidentally is my superpower. Having sex with niggas, that's my superpower.
Thank God you didn't watch Friends. You're allowed to say that. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Dave, how did your doctor's visit go?
Oh, my doctor said I have a case of G.I. Joe because my knees don't bend and I take psychedelics for my PTSD. That one's for the troops.
Okay.
All right, now the punchlines battles will be voted on by you, our live audience here on Twitch. If you're watching us live, you just need to be logged in for your vote to count. Once you're logged in, all you have to do is type in the number of whichever comic you thought had the better joke. So in this case, it's 1 for Alexandria and her love of sex like Memorial Day, or 2 for Dave and his big G.I. Joe. 1 for Alexandria, 2 for Dave. Get your votes in now.
How am I supposed to compete with the troops?
Also, if you are a subscriber, your vote counts for 3 times the normal amount of votes. The triple vote count normal 1 to ratio. So you can bribe us and get votes, is what I'm saying.
That Supreme Court decision finally came down, huh?
Yeah, no, this is you. Also, comics, if you feel the need, you can ask for votes. You can test out alternate punchlines. You can dunk on people for votes. Any way you feel like getting votes. Smoking a pipe thoughtfully, if you think that will get you votes, you can do that as well.
Bribing hosts is always good.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of which, the donate button underneath this thing, great way to get it going. What's up, Nigel the Mighty? Welcome, A.K. Reese. All right, we are coming down to this. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. We got 2 for Dave, 1 for Alexandria.
Those percentages, what? This is just like the election.
We are still waiting for a
How is
Pennsylvania.
it like the election?
I'm riveted.
Boom. All right, there it is. Dave,
Beautiful.
54.2%. Pulled it out. It's so close.
It was a worthy competitor for sure.
Oh, you're too kind.
All right, next up we have Natasha versus Ivan. Natasha is going first. So Natasha, what do you call your bedroom?
I call my bedroom the Arlington National Cemetery because it's full of bones buried 6 feet deep. I'm just,
Jesus Christ.
6 feet. Goddamn.
Point of
don't forget I can smell your dad.
Jesus.
Very nice of you all to listen.
Okay. And Ivan, what's this new business idea you have?
All right. I want to open a store that only sells American flags and call it the Fabulous 49. I do not count Hawaii as a state.
Going for the catchphrase?
Oh, I have to end it with cat. All right. So I have to put my real Edward Armour on this. Good night and good fuck.
All right, chat. Get your votes in now. 1 for Natasha and her Arlington National Cemetery bedroom, or 2 for Ivan and his 49 American flags.
That was eerie. I could see that black and white actor, not the actual Edward R. Whoa, what's going
David Strathern in George Clooney's Good Night and Good Luck. Great movie.
on? Let me try and actually start the poll. There we go. Yeah?
Okay. So there.
Look, I would never tell
Hold the
anyone to
votes.
vote for a
Hold the
man over
votes.
a woman.
Let me see.
Are the votes counting or they're not? They're just hidden.
Let me see. I don't know. It's a great question. Okay, I'm going to press start one more time. I'm going to vote and see what happens.
Are you going to have to hand tabulate this?
We might have to.
You know, that's what happens when you bring the Florida boy on. Voting irregularities.
All right, let me see.
That's okay back here.
Ooh. Phil does all the math. All right, guys, I'm gonna count all of these.
Oh, we're gonna start there. All right.
All right. No. All right. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. This has never happened.
This feels sketchy. I don't like this.
2 for somebody.
I'm
What?
going to have to take this to the appellate courts.
Yes.
All right.
The Supreme
And
Court will be hearing about this.
by a nose, it is 1 who is
Natasha.
Natasha. Okay. See, I didn't even know who it was. How can I cheat if I didn't know who it was? All right. Ooh, all right. So this is how this game is going. All right. So let's see. Next up, we have Dave versus somebody else. I determine the order based on being able to see who's voting. But so, Dave, how do you like your friends?
I like my friends like I like my Netflix documentaries. That is to say, mostly octopuses and tigers. That one's for the troops.
All right, excellent. So next up, you are going to go against... Sorry, I was buffering there for a second. Natasha. Whoa. Oh, let's see. Do I still have these? I do. Natasha, what is your nickname?
My nickname is Matt LeBlanc because I just really like to know how my friends are doing.
Okay.
Oh, Alex doesn't get that joke, you guys. Alex doesn't get it.
I'm sorry.
Alex doesn't get it.
I'm sure it's very funny, Natasha. You're great.
But also, don't forget I can smell your dad.
All right, so now we get to vote, possibly.
Oh, you can vote, and this time Phil's going to add it all up.
Yeah, whether it'll count or not, it'll be one for Dave and he likes his friends like his Netflix documentaries, or two for Natasha and her Matt LeBlanc nickname.
I would like people to remember that mine was for the troops. Thank you.
All right, I'm just gonna eyeball these. I think, Red. That's probably the easiest way to do this. I think.
Oh yeah, no, you're going to count them exactly.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like down to the
Definitely looking like you can eyeball this.
He's gonna call me 156 years old and then expect me to fucking read these numbers. Okay,
I figured you had a lot of experience.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's see. All
I think
twos.
we gotta bring in the cyber ninjas. Where are the cyber ninjas?
That's a hanging Chad if I've ever seen one.
This is why I've always wanted Blabbermouth to switch to hand paper ballots. Mail your vote in, we get the results a week later.
It does smell like bamboo in here. That is weird.
Wait, what is the bamboo reference?
That's what they were saying, that they were on
thing.
Chinese paper.
The cyber ninja company is all concerned that there's bamboo in the
I don't read racist
fake
news.
ones.
Is this what all of your white aunts and uncles have been forwarding you?
How dare you, Big Guy Ruiz?
Oh, god damn it.
Phil was definitely
Silence after
counting
he
those.
asked that question.
Oh,
It's great.
god. How do we block Big Guy Ruiz? How do we do that?
All right, coming down to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
All right,
really
Phil.
coming down to it.
You've got it all counted.
Yep,
Just like
that was
front to back.
Natasha.
Natasha came out that round. Congrats, Natasha, on winning that round. They said it couldn't be done, but you did it. All right, next up we have Ivan versus somebody else. Ivan, what was high school like for you?
High school for me was like the Suicide Squad movie. Financed by Steve Mnuchin, twisted, covered in Jared Leto's cum, damaged, re-edited by the studio at the last moment. Bad. And good night. And good fuck.
All right, next up, Alexandria. Tell me about this new challenge.
Whew. Well, have you heard about the Cruella challenge? That's where you did absolutely nothing wrong, which coincidentally is my superpower.
All right, chat. Now you get to vote, and I'll maybe count it. 1 for Ivan and his hatred of the Suicide Squad movie, or 2 for Alexandria and her Quilla challenge.
What was that?
For Ivan.
What did you just say?
For Alexandria.
And her Quilla challenge? What did? I feel like you had a minor stroke.
Did we all see that
Yeah.
clip of the CGI Dalmatians pushing a lady off of a cliff?
Yes.
What?
That's the origin of
Spoilers.
Cruella in the film Cruella.
Oh my
A bunch
God.
of CGI Dalmatians push her off of a cliff.
Gang violence? They formed a mob?
Ah, yes.
I did not see that coming. Mm-mm. I can't believe my literal vote server went down. It is
I
very
believe
funny.
That is very funny.
Mm-mm.
Birds of Prey was a decent movie.
Birds of Prey ruled.
That's fun.
By the way, what was the last movie everybody saw in theaters before the lockdown?
Bloodshot.
Birds of
with
Prey.
Ten.
Oh, really?
Ah,
Yeah.
Hustlers, baby.
Yeah, Phil I was like talking about, oh, thanks for the sub. Damini Arma is going to try and get us through that sub a new voting server, and I appreciate that.
By the way, I get 10% of that sub, right? You gotta let me wet my beak, right?
That does make a lot of sense. We will check with our lawyers and get back to you, but I don't see how that couldn't be the case. Let's see. So what's the result, Phil? I'm trying to figure out how to get the server back up.
Yeah, the server is not the answer. The winner is Ivan. Ivan won that one.
Really? Okay. That's fine. I did talk about killing puppies. So that's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
Round one.
All right. So
Yeah.
I think does that bring us to the end of round one?
That does.
It does.
Yes.
All right. So Phil, more math. Time for you to tell us where we stand. Where do we stand, Phil?
I mean, in reality, we will never know. But currently, my best guess is Alex is at 0 points. Nothing to do with her, lack of trying there. I think it's probably my lack of math. But Dave and Ivan are tied with 1 point each. And Natasha swept both in rounds, so she's got 2 points going into the next round, just smoking everybody. But yeah, that's where we stand, I think.
All right. Okay, so let's go into our next round. It's a round very similar to the first round, except we are over here. And we're doing monologue jokes. It is called round 2. We're getting into it. First up, we have Dave versus Ivan, head-to-head, right off the bat. So dramatic. Excited about it. And Dave, what happened with this Italian artist?
Oh, an Italian artist sold an invisible sculpture for 15,000 euro. Critics are calling it not the worst thing an Italian has done, so why not?
All right. And any catchphrase?
That one's for the Italian troops. Thank you.
All right, Ivan. What's this about this kid genius?
A Los Angeles 2-year-old became the youngest member of Mensa. Moments later, he was accused of a series of perfect murders by Lieutenant Columbo. Does sound like a Columbo plot. I've been watching a lot of Columbo. And good night. And good fuck.
All right.
Now you guys get to vote, and I get to count again.
Yep.
It's 1 for Dave or 2 for Ivan.
And remember, a vote for me is a vote for Peter Falk's glass eye.
I didn't know Peter Falk had a glass eye.
You didn't know Peter Falk had a glass eye? That's one of Peter Falk's big things.
I've watched several clips of Columbo. It's 2021.
Hey, a vote for me is a vote for Peter Falk's actual eye.
Hey!
Support
By
the
the way,
ones.
Red, you really need to watch Mikey and Nikki because I feel like that movie really does capture our dynamic.
Okay. Well,
I'm like a tall Cassavetes.
Am I Mikey or Nikki?
I believe you're Mikey.
I feel like more like a Mikey.
You're the Peter Falk in this scenario.
Red, you really need to watch Ginger Bears in Beartown. It really captures your and I's dynamic.
Volume 1 or Volume 3?
Volume 3. Volume 3.
All right.
Come on.
I'll get going on the first two. Otherwise, it's not going to make any sense.
EK Reese in the chat says, don't forget the 3 times multiplier. I can't do math. I'm not doing any of that. There's no way I'm doing that.
All right. Anybody want to tell Phil he looks nice before we get the completely mathematical votes in? 5 seconds, 4 seconds,
It's currently
Good,
tied,
bro.
so you shouldn't stop it yet.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, and where do we land, Phil?
It's a tie.
Oh, do we go to a tiebreaker round or do we both get points? Has this ever happened in the
Yeah.
history of
Ties
Blabbermouth?
are happening.
Yeah.
Natasha has specifically tried to get ties, has been rooting for people to give ties when she is on, so it's happened quite a few times.
It's my mathematical nightmare is really what it ends up being. Just
All right, next up we have Natasha versus Alexandria, I believe. Natasha, what was this highway in Oklahoma named after?
So an Oklahoma highway was named after former President Donald Trump. It was formerly named Dickface, but don't worry, the name of this highway can't get worse. Highway. Just don't forget, I can smell your dad.
I forget that one every time.
And
Always a surprise.
And it is a delight.
The great reminder.
Is this supposed to be a Silence of the Lambs reference?
Alexandria, what's that new MCU movie?
Listen, I want you guys to know, as awful as I'm doing tonight, the jokes do not get better. But they're making a reboot of the Marvel movies, but this time they're casting old actors who have died and using their likeness. You can watch it while you Netflix and T'Challa. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Coincidentally, it's my superpower.
How is that not better?
Say that. It hurt me to say that joke. I want you to know.
All right, vote now. 1 for Natasha and her Oklahoma highway, or 2 for Alexandria and her incredibly poor timed joke about T'Challa.
What?
Looks like you better watch Friends, Alex.
Let's not get carried away. Whose card is being revoked? That better be a black person in the comments saying that shit to me.
The font is sort of a teal blue on my screen.
That's fucking Chandler right there. Yeah, I get references. I know shit.
All right, coming down to it. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. All right, that is all the voting. Phil, where did we end up on that one?
Alex?
Yeah,
Alex,
put a
it
question
is.
mark
Well
at the end
done.
of that one. Thanks, guys.
All right. Next up, we've got Ivan. Ivan, what happened at this Florida home?
Large chunks of ice fell from the sky through a Florida home's roof. Upon closer inspection, that's why you never let another cloud hold your weight. This is a cocaine joke. I have to emphasize that. I have to remember a lot of these people listening to this are not cool. Good night and good fuck. Never done cocaine. I'm very much a poser.
All right, Natasha, what was this heist?
Monkeys stole coronavirus blood samples after attacking a lab assistant. Police are looking for bats for some reason. Police seem very bad at their jobs. Maybe we should defund them.
Yes.
Don't forget, I can smell your dad.
I'm going to be honest, I had forgotten.
All right, now don't forget now to vote. 1 for Ivan and his large chunks of ice, or 2 for Natasha and her monkeys that are bats. 1 for Ivan, 2 for Natasha. Get your votes in. Oh God, I keep forgetting I have to collect all these.
And you have to make sure that there's no duplicate votes, no false votes. Ah!
Is this gonna be
I'm really making sure of that.
First of all, you didn't even tell. Oh, okay. I got one. That's cool.
He was gonna raise hell. I love it.
Yeah!
I'm at 100%.
All right, everybody revote. Revote.
No, keep it like this. I am fighting to close the voting now.
I fixed it. Phil was broken long ago, but the website is going now. Get those votes in again.
Now this is more like election day. I can see that I'm being beaten.
Keep in mind that it started working when the votes started coming in for Ivan, so he is hacking the system.
Oh, thank God. This makes me so much happier.
And it's broken. No, it's fine.
I think it broke again.
All right. We are coming down to it. And the 3 times multiplier is working again. All right. We're coming down to it. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Vote again if you haven't, just to make sure you got your vote in. It'll only let you vote once. 2 for Natasha. 1 for Ivan.
Yeah, people could have voted multiple times before. I was
am
not
outside
checking
the
that shit at
Philadelphia
all.
Convention Center. I am ready to get inside and check the votes if necessary.
All right. So now we have, I think, one more round. Yeah. Dave versus
One more.
Alexandria. Dave, what's happening at this punk show?
A U.S. promoter is charging unvaccinated fans $1,000 for tickets to an upcoming punk show. In their defense, punk rockers love needles, and if you aren't vaccinated as a punk rocker, you're a poser and should pay more. That one was for the troops.
Majority of whom are unvaccinated.
All right, Alexandria, you got a saucy story about a bisexual three-way?
Well, you know me, pal. Before I tell that joke, I'm gonna open up this door because after I tell this joke, I'm going to leave. A rapper died during a bisexual three-way. He jumped off a balcony to hide from his wife, or at least that's what I heard on TRLGBTQ, which is coincidentally my superpower.
All right, now we get to chat. The last head-to-head matchup of round 2. It's 1 for Dave and his punk rock show, or 2 for Alexandria and the reason she left the game. 1 for Dave, 2 for Alexandria. Get your votes in.
Oh, I'm voting for the commitment to the bit. God, look at him. Look at it. I appreciated it. Look at these bars, these numbers.
Oh, I know, it's so nice.
Such a delight. Just math happening in real time.
Multipliers happening.
Oh my God.
I can leave the room too.
All right, the show voted for Dave now that he has also left the room.
Comedy needs more of dramatic exits.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's had way too much of dramatic sticking arounds. Way longer.
Exactly. After every joke, you have to get off stage for at least a few moments.
And if the audience leaves, your show's done.
You have to shout that you're quitting comedy and then leave, you know?
I believe that is how I did it.
Yeah, it works.
Right.
Look at you. You're here on Blabbermouth.
5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 for Alexandria. 1 for Dave.
Who's this over there?
And Alexandria pulled it out. Welcome back, Alexandria. Thank you.
Oh, there she is.
Hell yeah!
Timing.
All right. So that brings us to the end of the second round.
Dizzy.
And that means we need to know where we stand. Phil, after
Yeah,
all
no,
this
luckily-
mathematically correct voting, where do we stand?
Yeah, no, we had some MIT guys look at it just to verify that I was doing the math correctly and all that. So it's all definitely on the up and up for sure. But we stand, Dave and Ivan both tied at the bottom there, with a point and a half. And then Alex came in with 2 points, despite her real effort to not get any. And then Natasha has 3 points going into the next one. So she's still kicking everyone's butt here.
All right. And that gives us... That's not it. We've got one more round, and it's a round we like to call...
Red's co-host battled it to the death round.
Oh, do I finally get to fight Phil? I've been
this
wanting
is
to
it.
fight
You
Phil
ready?
the
That's not- no.
second you guys started
That's
co-hosting.
not... Guys, no. This
The
is...
minute you started
No,
pulling this
we call
ginger
it
away
final
from my
round.
grip,
It's just
I knew I
final
needed to
round. We call it that every week. It's just final round.
There can be only one guy with a deep voice. This is it. This is where it
pain
ends.
this guy so bad.
It's just final round. Final round. All right. So in final round, we do a prompt, but first we need a suggestion from the chat. What is the worst place to live in the world? I'm going to play some music so it doesn't get weird, but what is the worst place to live in the world? Tell us in the chat, and then we will pick the best one. Or the worst location to be, as long as it is a place. Also, weirdly, the chat's like 5 seconds behind us this week, so it's like, I ask things, and then I'm terrible. Queen of Blaze says, I've been waiting for the fight. Excellent. Weed, California, they at least have the sign. It is a terrible place. I do have family around there. Alabama, I think more specific. Phil versus Ivan boxing match. That sounds like a lovely place. I think a lot of
Oh
people
no,
would
that's
love
going to
to
be
go.
a good time.
That's all I want.
Trump Hotel.
MMA, obviously, by the way.
Jacksonville. I do like. Do you think? Would you say what is the worst city in Florida, Ivan? Is Jacksonville
Holy
it?
shit. No, Jacksonville's one of the. That's the thing. Whenever people are like Jacksonville, Tampa, it's like those places are beautiful monoliths to 1970s architecture. You go to places like Clearwater, like any of the weird lake towns where like there's like weird gambling places that are just filled with decrepit white people. Like it's truly Central Florida is a hell place.
All right, I'm calling this right now. Redding, California. Redding, California.
Remember, my mom lives there. That's where she did. She suggested it, right?
Oh, we could just do Florida. Florida's fine.
My mom suggested Redding. I'm sure she's fine.
Whatever one you're feeling. For everybody else, Redding, California is the worst city in Florida. And by the way, my grandparents, who I love very much, lived there when I was growing up, and it was awful.
Why do I feel like red is the Ivan equivalent of to California as I am to Florida?
Yeah, I've been to all the worst parts of it, and there's a lot of dead grass there. The best part of it is the Sacramento River goes through there, and you could die in it, and it would take you somewhere else.
Sounds fun.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, it's very pleasant. I think there's also a place you can get a hamburger, but I'm not sure about that.
Get a hamburger before you die in the river.
All right, so let's see. Oop.
Close?
So
close. It was so close.
Loaded.
It was so close.
Yet, the best part about living in Redding, California. So each one of our chat members are going to have 2 minutes to come up with the prompt response to the best part of living in Redding, California, which is currently 110 degrees. That is not a fake one, so they have 2 minutes to come up with that. While Phil and I say, hey guys, what's up? Thanks for watching. By the way, if you've been looking for that Blabbermouth fanny pack, that Blabbermouth terrifying mask, those are back now in stock because Phil decided to figure out how email works and respond to them. So you can just go down, there's a link down there. You can just click on the Blabbermouth. Don't feel great about that. Terrifying.
This is what everyone wants.
Well, it is a little bit what I want. Let's see.
Get it working. Yeah, I'll throw it on my head. This has got to be terrifying at some level.
Yes, you can go and buy that on the website right now. Go check that out.
You too can rob a bank and make our show more famous.
It would. I can't decide if it would be worth it for somebody to rob a bank wearing that. To just know that it was our merch. It'd be very funny though. I'd be into it.
That would be great.
So as you mentioned, we are taking this Wednesday off and Phil's going to be gone next week. I might be streaming, I might not be, but check the schedule. We'll start hitting you guys back up to do the full show the week after that. I believe. Is it the week after that?
Yeah. It'll be our 1 year anniversary.
Oh yeah, it's going to be our 1 year anniversary. Guys, we've been doing this show for 1 year. We're going to have something exciting. I'm excited about it. It's the 1 year anniversary of Blabbermouth. Coincidentally, it's right around then. It's the 10-year anniversary of Boar's Corn Swords, a podcast worth checking out. You should look into it. Back then, Alexandria was like 8 when that came out.
It was. I was a little baby.
Yeah, remember when you watched the first Game of Thrones episode in third grade?
It was my first memory. Yeah.
All right. It has been 2 minutes. They've had plenty of time. And they have come up with the best part of living in Redding, California. And we're going to start with whoever has the least amount of points, which was figured out by those MIT guys, and go to the people with the most amount of points. So, Phil, where are we starting?
By the way, Red, all of our videos are frozen.
Super frozen.
Ooh, fun. That's cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, you guys are coming in fine. All of the... we're back.
There we go.
Yay!
I fixed it. Everybody's moving now.
Yeah. Looked like they were.
I am able to hold myself completely perfectly still for minutes at a time when I am thinking.
I mean, I'm just happy that I taught Ivan how to notice technical problems.
Hey, that's wrong. Fix it.
And then I sweat for like 35 minutes as Ivan dunks on me.
Also, Queen of Blaze, I am going to play poker with this asshole.
After I teach him poker and get a group of the boys together.
He teaches me how to play poker. We're going to get the boys together who are mostly girls.
That's right. They're mostly girls because it's called Poke Her, not Poke Him, right? Ah! Yeah, I deserve
Do you
that
end
one,
all of your
Alex.
jokes like that? Do you end all of your jokes like, ah?
You've seen me do comedy and know that it's mostly shouting and wiggling.
Let's do a lot of comedy for wild animals that are about to attack him. Yeah, you have to provide a large target.
All right, where are we starting, Phil?
All right, we'll start. Since Ivan's, it's his first time on the show, we'll go ahead and start with Ivan. He's tied with Dave there. But Ivan, can you let me know what's the best part of living in Redding, California?
The best part of living in Redding, California, dying in Redding, California.
Catchphrase?
Oh, good night and go fuck.
Excellent.
All right, we'll move over to Dave. Dave, can you let me know what do you think is the best part of living in Redding, California?
I'd say the best part of living in Redding, California has got to be Whiskey Town National Recreation Area, where you can drink until you forget that you live in Redding, California. Also, there's a waterfall. That one's for the troops.
My mom has some definite opinions on Whiskey Town that she will be sharing in the chat now.
I went to Whiskey Town a lot as a kid, and it is the best part of Redding, California. Nobody's surprised I went to Whiskey Town a bunch of my formative years.
Research.
Cheers.
All right, so then we'll move over to Alex. Alex, you're in second place here going into this final round. Can you let me know what's the best part of living in Redding, California?
Personally, I know from experience that Redding, California is a super great place to hide a dead body, which is coincidentally my superpower.
All right, and then going into it, Natasha, you're the leader of the whole game so far. Can you let me know what's the best part of living in Redding, California?
Well, the best part of living in Redding, California is that when people ask where you live, you can say, it's not Florida. Don't forget, I can smell your dad.
We need t-shirts with that on it, I think. All right, so from now, you're going to vote here in the chat, and it's going to be from left to right as they are on your screen, not as they performed it. So it's going to be 1 for Alex, 2 for Ivan, 3 for Natasha, or 4 for Dave. Get your votes in now. This will determine the winner of the game for sure, so get your votes in.
See? Huh?
See, Queen of Blaze, sweetheart. The best part of living in Redding is having tea with Phil's mom, I would imagine.
Aww.
Yeah,
She
but that
does make a
wouldn't
good
have
cup of tea, that's for sure.
By the way, God Eats Bagels is Adam, Ivan.
Oh, cool. Perfect. That's a person I know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to Gotti's Bagels for the help on the, I think it was one of the setups today that got in there. And then also there's a bunch of catchphrases too. So if you guys want to join our Discord, it's great. You can go in there and help out the show. You can help either source some pictures for Red or help come up with some catchphrases. If you have a favorite comic, you can say who you want it to be with, and we can take a look at it.
Yeah. I
Big
believe
Guy Ruiz, do you know me? Like, only people that like knew me from childhood call me Allie. I'm worried that this is like somebody from like 82nd Avenue in the 90s that like knows where I hid the body in Redding.
If you knew anything about Redding, you know there's no numbered streets. They're all named after Confederate soldiers.
Of course.
Ooh.
I lived at old Robert E. Lee Boulevard.
Where's the lie?
Oh, it's a close one.
I'm trying to figure out how quickly I can open my Twitch account that I completely forgot all the login info to log in.
I would suggest subscribing too, so you get the 3 times multiplier for sure before you vote. This is tight. Oh.
Coming down to it. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds.
The music's
2
over,
seconds. 1 second. Then I gotta wait for the lag to catch up, so people know I counted down because it's behind today. So I'll wait for my fingers moving. There we go. Finish the poll. Alex, 34.4%.
Yeah.
At the last moment. Well done. Congratulations, Alex. You didn't need to roll off stage. People are happy.
That exit, you gotta get that dramatic exit in.
All right, so let's go back over here. All right, so Alex, thank you so much for being on our show tonight. Appreciate you as always. Where can people find you and your work online?
Don't. But if you really have to, I'm on Twitter at Alex from Oakland. Yay.
Oh, wait. Look at this. Look at this, Alex. Look at the chat. Look at that.
What's the chat?
Oh, wait, no, wrong one.
What's happening?
God, my computer's so damn slow right now. Hold on.
That's nothing.
Well, I think I'm frozen. So maybe Red can do it. I can't do it.
I don't know.
You
No,
know
I
what I'm
don't
talking
see
about?
it.
The command? The command?
Yeah, I think it's there. I don't think anything's happening.
Lalix?
Oh, there we go. Alexandria. There we go.
Alexandria.
It's about time. It's about time.
Right.
All right, thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. But yes, anybody can. I think it's Alexandria, maybe, or it just took an hour and a half to load. All right, Ivan, thank you so much for doing our first perfectly technical show that we've ever done. Appreciate it. Where can people find you and your work?
You can find me on Twitter at Ivan_Hernandez. You can listen to the podcast I co-host with Red, Boys, Gore, and Swords. We're going to rebrand soon because this fucking name has been an albatross around our neck as far as continued growth. But yeah, also you're going to see me beat the shit out of Phil in an MMA match.
Not today, buddy. Not today.
All right, you can see that in the Reading Lowe's parking lot. So that's going to be a good time. Natasha, where can people find you and your work online?
My important work, they can see on my Twitter and TikTok. It's all at Natasha Vinik.
Excellent. Wonder Dave, thank you for being on the show. Where can people find you and your work online?
You can find me. I'm at Team Wonder Dave, TEAM Wonder Dave, on your social media.
Excellent.
And that's find me.
Thank you. Who are we going to raid, Phil?
Let me see who's still on here. Sorry, my window got all frozen.
God Eats Bagel saying we should name it WYSBW. That would make a lot of sense for existing listeners, and I think that would be even worse trying to get new listeners. But I like it. I like the concept. I've thought about that. Whenever I'm drunk enough, it seems like a good idea. It does not seem like a good idea.
Sorry, I think we're raid Max Eddy. He's playing some Jackbox Party, so has probably some good stuff going on over there.
All right. Finally, somebody paler than any of us. All right, we're going to check that out. One last time, congratulations and thank you to Alex Love. Thank you for joining us, Ivan Hernandez. Thank you to Natasha Vinik. Thank you to Wonder Dave. I have been Red Scott.
I'm Phil Griffiths. Thanks for watching. Remember, we're not going to be here this Wednesday, but we will be back. And then Red will be doing something next week, probably dance party. I think that's what he said he was going to do. And then we'll be back with our 1 year show, 1 year review, 1 year anniversary. Sorry. Dementia is kicking in. It's kind of a hard thing to deal with sometimes. But.
All right.